All right, next is reflex angle measure. Now the reflex angle measure we don't use very often, and you're going to kind of see why. Okay, so reflex angles are the angles that have a rotation less than 360 degrees about a vertex of one ray. Okay, so you guys are used to seeing angles like this, and we'd have 30 degrees. Okay, now what if we wanted to show an angle that was 330 degrees? So if I had an angle that I want that was 330 degrees, okay, I would draw it like this, 330 degrees. Okay, notice that I drew it very similar to my 30 degrees because here is 30 degrees, okay, but I want to draw a 330 degree angle. Okay, it would be the opposite end. Okay, we don't really talk about reflex angle very often, okay, but it is something that could pop up every once in a while. Okay, so again, let's say this is 50 degrees in here. Our reflex angle, okay, would be 360 minus 50 degrees, so this would be a 110 degree angle. And angle measure. Angle measure is the smallest amount of rotation less than 180 degrees about one vertex. So just like you guys are used to seeing angles, okay, angle measure 45 degrees, 72 degrees, 120, 23 degrees. Okay, these are all angle measures. Okay, later on we will have some different kind of angles we talk about, but just for now, reflex angle and angle measure. Okay, I want you to get your protractor out, so pause the video and do that. I want to do some practice with it. Okay, so here we have 4 angles that I wanted you to find. Now, if you see on your protractor, you have numbers going from one end to the other, okay? And then it goes from like least 0 to 180 and then 180 to 0. Your protractor is reflective like that so that you can measure angles going this direction and this direction, okay? So if I wanted to find angle AFB, I start at A, I go to F, and I come up to B. Okay, so I want to find this angle measure. Now looking at my protractor, I could be looking at 35 degrees, or I could be looking at 145 degrees. Now, common sense tells me that this is an acute angle, so it must be 35 degrees. Okay, so it's kind of one of those times where you just kind of have to use your common sense to help you find the angle measure. Next, I have A, F, C, and that's right at 90 degrees. Then we have AFD, AFD. Now this is a big angle, kind of covered it up here. Okay, AFD, that is about, what, 122 maybe? 122? I'm just estimating. I didn't put the 58 because it is an obtuse angle. Okay, and then AFE, I get an angle measure of 160? No, 155 degrees. Okay, so ask your teacher if you're still confused on how to work your protractor.